Alright, here we are with the Mark II carburetors, and I'm going to start this video with a caveat that I am not an expert on how this assembly goes together. It is how I think it goes together. So if there is a mistake, it's your problem. Right, and the reason I'm saying that is because I have made all of these nuts and bolts here point downwards because I just think that would look nice and neat. This one here, which the spring attaches to, although I've tightened it in that position, that may not be where it finally goes. As you can see here, this is the linkage that will attach to the throttle mechanism that goes along under here. When doing up these, I wanted to make sure that I could get the rod into the little hole on the next piece. So hopefully you can see there, I've tried to make it protrude as much as it can without being crazy about it. And here you have to be careful, because if you are not sure about the gap here, this washer will foul the side of the carburetor and therefore prevent the throttle from opening properly. When you're tightening all of these, I pushed these throttles closed, fully closed, and held them closed while I tightened the nuts. So I did it on one side and then I did it on the other side, because you want them opening equally when you pull the lever. Hang on. I can't do it, can I? Hang on. Oh, well, of course I can't do it because I haven't tightened this nut up, silly ass. And obviously the reason I haven't is because I need to make sure I get this in the right position. Then when I pull this, and with this nut tight. Oh, and by the way, just in case you're wondering, that is a 5/16, and these nuts are a quarter. Like me, they're nuts and they're a quarter. The throttle, the starting carburetor setup down here is a real pain in the ass. It really is. And so what I've done, because when I first put it together, it leaked like a sieve. So now I've put it together using a little of the fuel-resistant dressing and just slightly smeared over it. I've also, as per, geez, I'm sorry, Richard Michael Owen, used the aluminium washers wherever I can, because they are better than the fiber ones, but I've still put a little bit of sealant on them. It may not be the correct way to do it, but I'm hoping that it will allow me to get these carburetors sealed so that I don't have an issue. One thing, and I'm going to mention it now, when I was doing this up, just at the last moment, it gave a little, so I stopped. I think what is happening is because the thread in here is trying to strip, and I say trying because I feel it just gave a little. So if that leaks, I'm not going to be surprised, and it means I will have to buy a new float chamber, or somehow drill and tap this out, or maybe put a helicoil in that. I don't know. Who knows? A helicoil will probably be preferable if I have to do that, purely because I've got a feeling that this float bolt will be bloody expensive. There you go. I've also tried to get the starter carburetor pointing in the correct direction, and as you can see, it will miss this bar here when the pipe is connected. Here you will also note that one of the buggers didn't want to come out, so I just left it and said, sod it, I'll put that back together. Next, let's see what happens if we turn this baby over. Okay, we have the gaskets here and the special little bolts. Although I am going to be using some lovely K&N banjos. Let me show you one of them. I like K&N filters. I think they are one of the best you can buy. I've put them on all of my vehicles. Now, these weren't cheap, not by any stretch of the imagination, but I do like them. So it houses a nice K&N filter, complete with a bit of leaf, and they will obviously go on there. That means I will probably have to replace this because that is not correct. I'm saying that, and as I'm saying it, I'm thinking, well, maybe not. Maybe I can hold it on with, oh, excuse me, I had a bit of a sniffle here. Let me see. No, I'm going to be able to put it on. Ooh, oh, no, there's a thing, isn't it? Looks like it's hitting that. Well, we'll see once it's all together, because maybe that won't be a problem. Although maybe it will. So, okay, that could be another modification I have to do. Good God. Doesn't anything go simple? Oh, and made in Japan. Well, better than made in fucking China. At least the Japanese are pretty good at what they make. But yeah, I don't like that there. Over there is not going to be an issue. But on this side, ho-hum. Maybe I'll have to modify this arm in some way so that it's slightly offset. I can do that. It's not a problem. I just didn't want to have to do that. But I think, because that, as far as I'm aware, is just for a return spring. So maybe I can just put a set in this so that it doesn't foul the side of my filter. I'd rather not have to modify the side of the filter. Oh, no, I'm not going to do that. I will modify this if I have to. I'm not going to know that until I put it on the car. All right, there you go. So just a little update there on the filters and the carburetors. This is going to be part of a multitude of sins that I'm doing with the car. There will be more things to follow. Don't know what yet. I'm just working on lots of different things to try and progress. While we're on the subject here of carburetors, you know, they used fuel. Modern day fuel sucks. The environmental assholes seem to think that shoving corn oil in there, or whatever they want to call it, rapeseed, I don't even know what it is, the E stuff, you know, E for this piece of pipe has been in my can. Just, you know, it fell off for something. I can't remember what I was doing, but it dropped. And it's been sitting in the fuel whenever I've filled up the can, and, you know, then come home and poured it in, I don't know, the motorcycle, my car, whatever. So this is it, and you can see it's very discoloured. What you can't tell is it's rock hard. This is what ethanol does. Yeah, that's what it does to plastic. So, put your lead additives in, maybe that'll help, I don't know. But anything plastic on your fuel system, this is what's going to happen to it. Let's try the other end, shall we? Oh, it just decides. Yeah, and there you are. It's giving up. Oh, it's destroying it. But as you saw with that first piece, it just broke right off. It's, oh dear. And of course, what are your fuel pumps made of these days? Plastic. So be aware with your classic car, whatever plastic components there are on the fuel system, they will be damaged by this ethanol shit. Box in position. My wiring harness is nicely out of the way there, so I don't need any more to do with that. But, oh dear, you know, it never fucking rains, but it pours. So we got a mount there, and we got a mount there. We also have one down here, but I got the mount in the wrong place because I got the mount there. Well, I'm sorry. What I should say is, yes, there's a mount there, there's a mount there, there's a mount there, but there is two more down at the bottom. I don't know if you can see it. It's very hard to see, sorry. I'm moving the camera around here. There's one there, and there's another one, you know, in there. And I forgot about them. Oh dear. On this baby there are a number of mounts. What's the number? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mounts. And oh dear, I thought I was just about to finish this, but no, of course, because I haven't got enough rubber mounts. I thought 3 was the correct amount. It's not, it's 5. So called up my buddy Frank at S&G Barrett and said, I need some things. And of course, as they've got a you know, you got to spend $50, then you get free shipping. Well, then I had to buy more stuff, didn't I? I couldn't help myself. I had to buy more shit. It's just one of those things. So I've got the hoses and the stainless steel pipes for this little baby. But I couldn't fit it. I've got to take it all out again. I hate doing things twice, and that includes when I fuck up, and I fucked up. No two ways about it. All right, why don't I get on and connect that over there, huh? That's what I should do. Do something useful. Well, you're going to have to wait because I'm not going to do it right now. But I'm going to pump this video out because I want to. I ran out of P-clips for the washer pipe, so I couldn't get that finished. Crap. Trouble is, I'm in the middle of honeydews, and I can't do honeydews because I'm sick. So I stand in the garage and I putz, and then I try and putz shit, and that doesn't work either. So I should just give up and go and bang my head against a brick wall. There you go. All right. Sorry. Very strange video, this. The headlight rings. Called my friend Jack White in Luray, Virginia. I'm waiting for him to call me back, as it happens. But I took my original rings, and they went on there fine. So I'm going to hope he can find me 2 good original rings. Reproduction ones are shit. Yeah, I know. What a surprise, huh? So hopefully he can find me 2 good quality reproduction headlight rings, and I'll have to lube up my ass with some KY jelly because I bet they ain't going to be cheap. But if you do need any parts, and this is not an advert I get paid for, call Jack White, JagNut in Luray, Virginia. I'll put the phone number, his phone number, in the description. Any saloon parts, and I'm talking old saloons, you know, not modern ones. He's your guy. Fair prices. You can't ask for better service. You really can't.